Hey everyone, my name is Stephen Glombicki, and I'll be reviewing Chapter 9. Chapter 9 is on managing groups and teams. So, what is a group? A group is a collection of individuals who interact and have an impact on each other. Groups can be formal or informal, and just like people, groups will develop over time. So, the stages of development are described by the forming, storming, norming, performing, adjourning model. So I'll break it down for you. So forming is when the group first comes together. Storming is when people let their guard down and start to argue and be real with each other. Norming is when individuals can establish their own ground rules or norms and kind of define their goals. And performing is when members actually get the work done and they pay attention to how they're doing it. And then the last one is adjourning, and it's the last stage, which is basically kind of like a debriefing session. Another model that this chapter talks about is the punctuated equilibrium model of group development. And this says that groups often move forward during bursts of change after long periods without change. So the book says that groups that are similar, stable, small, supportive, and satisfied, these are the ones that are going to be more cohesive. And cohesion and camaraderie can help support group performance and task completion. But too much cohesion can actually be a bad thing. This is when you get into the kind of social loafing, when people don't really pull their weight in group projects. So you've probably seen this before, and this happens more in bigger groups. And groups tend to perform better when collective efficacy is high. So if they believe they can do well, they are more likely to do so. And groups and teams are not the same thing. A team is cohesive and is working together to achieve the same goals. Organizations have started using teams a lot, and teams can be either traditionally managed with a supervisor, or self-managed, or even self-directed. And for teams that self-manage or don't report to supervisors, members will depend on each other to get things done. And this can work, but if team members put too much pressure on one another, there can be problems. So there's a few different types of teams. A task force is a temporary team that addresses a specific problem. A product development team is in charge of designing a new product. A cross-functional team involves people from different parts of the company. And top management teams are appointed by the CEO or top management, and they reflect areas that he or she considers vital for the company. And so teams perform differently depending on what they are trying to accomplish. Teams are most effective when they have the right skills, they're not too big, and they have diversity. Similar to the stages of group development that we talked about, there are stages of team socialization. And team norms are important for the team process and help to establish who is doing what and how the team will function. Now, creating a team contract helps with this process to establish ground rules, goals, and roles. Team meetings can help a team coordinate and share information. Effective meetings occur when there's preparation in advance, management during the meeting, and then follow-up action items that are generated in the meeting. So you're going to talk about some action items during the meeting, and then you want to make sure that there's follow-up that goes on after the meeting. But some things can get in the way of a good team. These include not knowing where to begin, having team members that are doing too much or too little, and having team conflict. We all know that we're in the age of social media and virtual conference calls, so I guess for the sake of our future teams and organizations, it's important that we remember that teams around the globe will have different cultural norms and power dynamics. And that's really all I wanted to focus on for Chapter 9. Thank you very much for your time.